What's up, boys? We're back with some more of the Path of Exile 2 Full Fire Infernalist Summoner. There's a pretty big patch coming soon, and they're actually going to nerf the build a little bit. So I'm going to try and finish off the campaign, since we're most of the way through Act 2 now, just one more act after that, and then we're in maps. So they're actually going to increase the spirit cost of Arsonist up to the other skeletons. So the Storm Mage is 40 spirit, Arsonist will go up to that instead of 31. So that'll be about a 33% increase in those, so we'll get a couple less of those. But there are some nice things. They're making the Trial of Sekimas a bit less annoying, especially for like melee characters. So you'll have like some extra honor resistance against enemies if you're very close to them, I believe. But at long range, it will scale down to be about the same. And then they're nerfing Electrocute a bit, but they're making the gem a bit better. So we might actually be able to use that on the Storm Mage, maybe grab a second one of those and try and really stack up some Electrocute on enemies as well, not sure. Might be worth a try, but they're removing the 40% damage penalty from it, which made it completely unusable anyway, so now it might actually be decent. And we can get some cool utility. They're changing the exposure gems a little bit so that they won't have a damage penalty anymore. So I have one of those on my Hound for the fire exposure. That 25% less damage is going away, but instead it's going to have a mana multiplier, which won't really matter for minions, but for other builds who are having difficulty getting fire or lightning exposure, since there isn't really a great way to get those right now, I think, for a lot of builds. So that's kind of nice for some other characters. Ice builds could easily get it from Frostbomb, so it wasn't too much of an issue for them. But if we want to try out a full lightning-based summoner, that might be doable now with the changes. Huge buffs for both Electrocute and lightning exposure gems. I was going to grab a new chest and replace that right now, but the trade site has been down like 50% of the time recently. And it just happens to coincide with when I'm playing and trying to find stuff. So we're gonna have to wait a bit longer on that. It's still a little bit squishy, but a good new chest should give us like at least 1,000 plus energy shield. We have a pretty good amount on the tree, and I'm going to try and path into getting a bit more pretty soon as well. Oh yeah, they're adding 2 new gems that sound pretty cool. There's a melee-based one that allows your aftershocks from like Earthquake. Sounds kind of tasty, but some of the slam skills create aftershocks when they hit, and the new gem will allow it to potentially trigger multiple aftershocks that reduce damage. And then they're also adding one for minions that will improve the damage of the command skills. So the explosion on the Arsonists and the Death Storm on the Storm Mages. Might be some potential for a full explosion build now for the Arsonists. But you'd have to drop Scattershot definitely, since that has a damage penalty. And just affects their basic attack, I'm pretty sure. You know, they actually made Magic Find even more important in Path of Exile 2 than in 1, since Rarity has basically the full effects on everything, since it apparently works on currency. They were like trying to phase it out of PoE 1, and then they went around and made it even more important. But yeah, let me turn multi-threading off, since that seemed to work last time. Although I did crash one time in the loading minion with that. Loading menu, not minion. Loading minion would be very useful. Or very painful if you had to do it for all of them. But a minion that improved loading screens, that would be fantastic. Oh yeah, I actually probably don't want to be using the Deathstorm ability when I'm trying to avoid boss attacks, since it has a very slow 2-second cast time. And we actually have the permanent shock on enemies who are ignited now with that one support gem. What are those guys doing on his feet? Interesting. Oops, don't want to do that.
You're quite possibly my largest victim. Oh, it's warm. And now mine.
There's supposed to be some decent all-around buffs for, I think, mace and shield skills. And also bow skills other than Vine Arrow and Tornado Shot, which are getting nerfed since those are more of like caster skills that you use with a bow. They scale very well with gem level, but they don't really use your attack damage, I think. Doesn't matter to return to the sandstorm. People were like stacking massive gem levels on them and then just melting stuff with the damage over time, even though their bow didn't really need to have high damage for that.
This whole operation would be more efficient if we did.
Let's see, there's no way we can use that, right? 119 int,
Nowhere left to hide now.
even though I'm stacking int, and I have it on a bunch of pieces of gear.
Move swiftly.
As we, if you, sands guide you.
The path. Move swiftly.
143 life? You would kind of have to regal movement speed. I don't think I'm gonna regal it.
Stay inside.
Probably easier to just buy something decent.
So this is how they bury their dead. It's rather elegant.
I don't think I've found any of the... I can't move. What the... I don't think I've found any of the trials you can use for the third Ascendancy set yet. So still trying to find something for that. 2% of mana on skill. I wonder if there's something you can do with like stacking energy gain for meta skills and then having them proc themselves. The Skeletal Reavers are apparently pretty good for single target damage, but they get stuck in tunnels and stuff pretty badly. They're like a melee skeleton that you can activate to enrage them for bigger damage, I think. So you might want to take a look at those in the next patch as well. Are rare chests even worth it? Nope. So I think we were finishing off some minion survivability right here. 3% life regen for them, bit of chaos and life. And minion life also increases our damage a bit with the active explosive demise on those is based on life. And then also the minion instability gem.
The Reidan. They are still here.
I think there's a permanent boost here, or it might be on the next one. Watchful Twins, so we can get one of the Ascendancy things there, it looks like.
Now!
What are they doing, man? Come on!
Another corpse to serve me.
I hope there's like no in-game map version of this place, because that would be awful for minions. Just getting stuck on every doorway of every one of these little tower things. There's like some short patch notes out, but the full things aren't out yet. They showed most of the nerfs and like a general idea of what the buffs are, but not the exact numbers on them yet. So that's over here. We should try and find that thing then. And Dashar, I guess? That's a giant circle, my god.
Another corpse to serve me. Now.
Is there supposed to be something here? Why is there a random checkpoint with a dead end? Apparently people were saying that so many people are abusing the respawning beetle rare in Act 2 that the Exalt prices have gone down so much compared to everything else. Looks like that's bugged too. Completing this will allow you to choose your Ascendancy class. That doesn't help me at all. Okay. It's supposed to tell you whether or not it gives you 2 more points when you complete it. Not choose your Ascendancy class.
You find I have. Sands guide you.
What? I will tell your tale.
Quickly.
So we got the survivability over there. That's a bunch of chaos junk. Could go 2 points for some resistances there. But I think I'm gonna wait on that one. So I think we go for the minion nodes here. It's 4 points from this side. You do get a jewel socket there, which are pretty good. And you'll have to go through less of the life nodes to get to the stuff you want over there. Versus 1 point there. I do need some attributes as well, so I think we'll go through here and also take the jewel socket. Oh, we had one more point actually. I need to buy a jewel, and the trade site's still down apparently. So, dead point for a little bit. It seems like jewels are quite a bit more rare than in Po 1. I've only found a handful of them across all of my characters, and I haven't found a single decent one yet.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable. The time of the Faradin is nigh.
Get back in your hole.
Can't move, man. God, the ground effects cover so much and do so much damage. Like 80% of the platform is just on fire right now. %90. Ow. Ow. Please die.
One day, I'll bring you back to serve me.
Set everything here. Looks like it.
As we now fight to the last.
Oh boy, everyone's favorite zone, the Dreadnoughts. Although, if we can keep multi-threading on, then it shouldn't be as laggy as it was last time. Hopefully. And minions are at least mechanically pretty good here, since they'll soak a lot of the hits.
Ready yourself. We must prevail, no matter what.
Yes, yes, Sekima. We all know you are very brave.
Give no quarter!
I never do.
$111. I still don't have enough for gems. Jesus. That's so stupid, man. Why can't I use my own gems when I'm stacking ents? With multiple pieces of gear with decent int on them, it just makes no sense. Well, if he's spamming crap on me and I can't get the skeletons to him, and this is gonna be rough. But luckily there's a rare chest with 27 gold. Not the bees! But yeah, what do Unsut Rings do here? One more skill slot? That's kind of interesting for Gimling Legionnaire, since they get maximum resistances based on the number of support gems they have. Yeah, it seems much more manageable when it's not so laggy with the multi-threading turned off. That really tanked my FPS last time. Seems fine so far. And then the minions will often absorb the charge attacks that some of the enemies do. If you're playing a non-minion character, then they'll actually just jump behind you and completely surround you. And then since you can't even dodge roll through enemies for some reason, you just literally can't even move on most characters unless something else is absorbing the charges for you like this. Oops. Skeletons, where are you?
even know what he is.
The Sigma of the Outlaw. Bow before your king.
The American not bow. Submit. You are finished.
The American will pay. For my people.
Please go away.
Time. End this. What are you doing?
Beast, go. I don't have time for this. Stand, bend to my will. Impede my enemies. Our gift to you. Blood.
Like, they just cover so much of the arena with these persistent effects that last so long. And then they're still using their other huge AoE attacks on top of that still. It's just nowhere to move on most of the boss fights in the game, it seems like.
Now! Oh look, the second is still alive.
That's Enya's Epiphany, not Skyforth. Skyforth was like reservation and power charge on crits. Way better than that. Yeah, Enya's. The boots you used to get from like the Pale Council or something?
Jamanra! I return you to the embrace of death! It is done. The war
I think not.
Where? Oh, right, he moves. Making it even harder to ID stuff.
So, I think it's time. You can.
You're right. It was all the while How can I advise?
Isn't he supposed to let you ID now? Come on, bruh.
welcome. Yes, until then.
The beast has grown too powerful. Greeting.
I will tell you.
Life and spirits, maybe. 20% movement? Nothing else really? Probably not. Maybe worth an AUG. Strength is decent. Spirit, low roll. Maybe? 28 life. Ooh, reduced charges used. That's actually kind of nice. That's a freezing one. I like the charges per second more, I think, actually. That will actually let you use it a couple times in a boss fight. Yeah, I'd probably only go for that as a suffix, I guess. Do we get a higher tier jeweler's orb here?
Full of
I doubt it.
mosquitoes and ticks. Still,
Oh my god, the map loading time. It was the campfire, I think, that had it in the
better than sand and heat.
on normal difficulty.
Obey me. Your swamp fiends won't help you. Is that all?
Jesus, this guy has more summons than me. By like 10 times over. Oh yeah, I should get a Culling Strike gem with a tier 3. And then there must be at least one minion we can fit that onto. Then some more damage over here. Accuracy, the arsonists are considered an attack, so that might work on them. So we can get some nice movement and attack speed there, that'll be a pretty good one.
Now.
Yeah, lesser still, I figured that's what would happen. Back to the Ziggurat encampments.
Oh, be sure. Aye. What a weak, blubbering fool.
Do whatever it takes.
You're the one, not the. Don't drink the water.
Knowledge is a form of power, I suppose.
Let's see, what could we put culling on? I guess this must get more slots as you get like a higher level weapon, so that the skill itself is higher level. It would have to be one of these two, since I'm not using the other stuff that consistently. And we'd have to do the trick to get the more links on those. I'll just toss a Jewelers on Unearth, see if I can remember to do that for now. Do I have it? I might not have found any tier 3 supports in a while. Thought I had some more of those. Oh well.
This jungle has flourished since the fall of the Var. Get it now! Now!
Still alive, I see. Another day, another treasure.
$110 life, 112 mana.
Back to see
Why
you
are
soon.
you talking to me?
I actually kind of want to try something with that at some point. Oh! There's no way that's right, right? 100% increase? Actually, that could scale with a Val Orb change. And then the Witch Hunter, or actually one unique, can also do sort of a reverse Culling Strike called Decimating Strike that will remove a percentage of their HP when they're high on HP.
Obey me.
So you do that, take a percentage off, and then they're a lot closer to culling range. And then with that improving it, you would instantly kill normal enemies, almost instantly kill blues, and then wouldn't be as useful on harder enemies, but it would still be kind of cool.
Big one incoming. Best dodge that. Jungle produces fine servants.
I think accuracy is less useful, but we're still a ways from that. I'm just gonna go for that one right away, I think. We'll get it off of the level up here. Oh yeah, don't ever loot rares right away. There's so many on-death effects that have insane damage now.
Bugs and insects. Delicious.
So I actually accidentally found that quest on one of my ults as I was running through here. It's actually right next to the waypoints on, I think maybe Jungle Ruins, but it doesn't show it on the map. Oh, Venom Crypts is right there. So yeah, I think it's next to the waypoint there. But the waypoint for that area is actually pretty hard to find, so it's very easy to miss. But you actually get some permanent stats for doing that one, so it's pretty important to have done. At least on normal, I haven't done it on Cruel yet. But you actually have to go pretty far out of your way and explore basically the entire zone unless there's some trick to this area. I just never seem to find the waypoints when I'm going through it. Ooh, Waystone. Can be used in the map device. Like, where is the waypoint? My god, dude. How? Finally. Yeah, right next to the waypoints. But it's just so hard to actually find the waypoint here.
Poison tongues slither through ancient graves. I love my
I think there is a boss in here. I don't think it drops anything important. So that was the poison. It's not showing a boss here. So probably don't need to kill it then. So 10% chaos, 5 all attributes, 15% reduced slowing potency. So one of these two, they're both pretty important. From what I've heard, chaos resistance is both kind of hard to get and very important in the end game, so I think we probably need to go that one, even though that would help getting gems right now. And there's apparently no way to switch that currently, so you have to stick with whatever choice you take from that one. $80 mana? Armor base, probably not. Reduced flash charges. I guess it's better than that.
Can't eat anything colorful.
But I think we're going to take a break for now. Getting some more decent minion nodes, pretty close to 2 notables. At some point we can grab some more resistances for them. And then I want to go to the energy shield over here. 40% for that one, and then some intelligence to help us equip stuff. Bit of ES and mana regen over there. Think that's all we're aiming for in the immediate future. A little bit of survivability over here for the minions and some revive speed at some point. And we need to get a jewel slot there, as well as get a new chest with some big energy shield, so we can actually stack that up pretty high with Grim Feast. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.